The scene, Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas, Nevada. The date, New Year's Eve, 1967. 29-year-old Robert Craig Knievel waits nervously inside the casino. He goes over to the blackjack table, places a $100 bet, and loses. He then walks to the bar, throws back a single shot of wild turkey, and says to himself, "It's time." He confidently walked outside, flanked by several Las Vegas showgirls. Outside waiting for him is his trusty Triumph Bonneville T120, nicknamed Color Me Lucky, and the longest motorcycle jump he's ever attempted, a 141-foot leap over the fountains at Caesar's Palace. Although Knievel was a minor celebrity at the time, he was hoping to launch his motorcycle and his career into the national spotlight, and with it, possible fame and fortune. But we're getting ahead of ourselves here. So come along as I take a look at some of the recent footage of the area around the fountains and talk about the history of this brave individual and look at the jump in detail. Knievel was born in Butte, Montana in 1938, and he had a colorful youth, to say the least. He got the name Evel in 1956, and the story goes he was arrested for reckless driving on his motorcycle and was thrown in jail with another man named Knievel. The police were having a bit of fun and decided the two should be named Evel Knievel and Awful Knievel. They had quite a laugh, but Knievel liked the name, and it stuck. I was trying to get my head around which direction he jumped. I assumed he jumped the 3 fountains in a row, but couldn't really make heads or tails of the scene that I was looking at, and I watched some videos, and after a little bit I realized no, he didn't jump like in line with the fountains. He jumped perpendicular. So if you look at this graphic here, it can kind of give you a better idea. I mean, this is 60 years later, so things have changed quite a bit. The buildings in the foreground weren't there, but I believe the parking lot that's over there was still there. So lots have changed, but still it looks very similar to it did back then. The idea for the jump came to Knievel when he went to a boxing match in November of that same year, 1967, in Las Vegas, and he saw the fountains. However, he had a difficult time getting a meeting with the casino CEO, so he created several elaborate ruses where he impersonated Sports Illustrated writers, Wide World of Sports commentators, calling as if there was like a lot of buzz for the upcoming jump. Finally, the CEO relented and the jump was on. He also financed the construction and filming of the jump himself, which turned out to be a gold mine as he owned all the footage. As he warmed up the crowd for the jump, he did several wheelies, some mock passes before his signature wave at the top of the launch ramp. But as he made his approach for the actual jump, the motorcycle lost power just as he hit the launch ramp. At this point, he was really committed and instinctively pulled back on the front of the motorcycle to get it up in case he landed short. The bike would land first. He actually made it to the landing ramp, but landed too far on the rear wheel, and the handlebars were ripped out of his hands, and the rest is history. He broke several bones and was in the hospital for 29 days. This was a pretty interesting graphic, the many injuries of Evel Knievel. So in his own words, he says, "There are a lot of myths about my injuries. They say I've broken every bone in my body, but not true. But I have broken 35 bones. I had 14 surgeries, pins and plates, I shattered my pelvis. I forget all the things that are ever broken." Evel Knievel. So it looks like from this graphic, he broke his skull, nose, teeth, jaw, left and right, clavicle, sternum, upper vertebrae twice, right arm, all ribs, which I think is pretty funny, pelvis 3 times, coccyx, both wrists, right knee, shin, ankle, toes, femur 5 times. Imagine breaking your femur 5 times. Jeez. Hip, ball socket, left arm, and lower vertebrae 3 times. Throughout his career, he attempted more than 75 motorcycle jumps and was inducted into the Motorcycle Hall of Fame in 1999. He's also in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most bones broken at 433.
Anyway, that was pretty fun to check out the fountains at Caesar's Palace. Hope you had a good time watching this, and we'll see you next time on Scott's Adventures. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.